Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. In today's episode, we have got our Champions League fixtures. Yes, they're incredibly hard. And then from there as well, we will be playing our first game in the Champions League against Marseille. And depending on how quick it goes, we will also give you Real Madrid away. Since we last met, I have also put a transfer bid in for one player, which I will show you in just a second, because I'm very excited if we end up bringing him into the football club. But let's go through these fixtures. We are going to start by playing Marseille, which is a great draw. We know they were in the Europa League last year because they were part of the draws that we were in with Hippus. We then get Real Madrid away, which is difficult. Dortmund away, which is difficult, but we did pump Dortmund not too long ago with West Ham a couple of seasons ago. Celtic, Feyenoord, happy to get both of them because they should be easy, some easier wins. Bayern Munich, who beat us in a friendly, but at least this one's at home. OJ Nice, who we should be getting through, and Hertha Berlin, who we played in a friendly and won. So if you tally up the points that we should be getting, without going for the questionable ones, should be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 points if you win the games that you're meant to, but we're definitely not favourites for the Dortmund Real Madrid games, and probably not Bayern either. So you would say it's 15 points is probably my high end. Anything higher than that, you're probably inside the top 8. Anything lower than that, and you're probably, fighting to get into that top 24. We need to get through to the knockout stage, or else my board is going to get very, very upset. But yeah, look, we're going to give you the Marseille game and probably the Real Madrid game, depending on how they fit into the fixtures. Marseille, then Real Madrid. No real big league games. Oh, they've got Juventus in there too. Might give you Marseille as a standalone game. This is the Champions League welcome. And the next episode, I'm going to give you Juve and Real Madrid. I think that's going to be the best way to go. We have pumped Dortmund previously. I beat them home and away, with West Ham. Celtic and Feyenoord, I don't need to bring you in terms of Champions League games, so I'll probably bring you just Inter and some recaps. But yeah, Bayern Munich, we're definitely going to give you that game and see what we can do there as well. It's probably the plan. Now, lastly, let's talk about Roman Tisny. Tisny is a great player. If you have a look at his stats, he looks absolutely fantastic. 18 determination, already got great first touch, headering ability, which is superb, already got good technique, flair, composure, agility, capped at on the 20 level for France. Everything sounds good, Damien. Keep telling me more. Very cheap. Go to SMCN and their best player. Oh, okay. Where does he rank in League 2 then, Damien, you might be wondering. Is he on the list? Just top. That's correct. He's League's 2 best player at 18. And Liga 2 has some really good players that keep getting relegated, that are decent. So, yeah, that's one of those French regions you try to snap up, and we're going to. He did play, since he's genned at the club, he's played from minute 1, basically. Played last year with 33 games for 8 goals, 3 assists at 18-17. He's already played 5 games in League 2 at a 6.54. I think he's fantastic. In terms of positions that I think he's good in, advanced playmaker and attacker. Will train him to be playing centre or mid as well. Secondly, though, shadow striker, he's not bad as well. Going to be fairly quick, good off the ball, good passing, great technique. It's not too bad. We wish he was a little bit better as a box-to-box, but so be it. Does mean that we probably have one too many central midfielders now, but it's okay. I'd rather have that as well because, Progressi is going to be learning the positions and he's going to be fine. And same with Tisny, who we'll give some game time to. Could play maybe even over one of these two as well, up front as a complete forward. But yeah, I'm going to definitely look to give Tisny some minutes in and around the first team squad while playing him in the 18s. Hopefully he develops. And he's more of a signing for next year. More of a signing of give him a year in Italy to adapt, develop, and next year we'll look where we're going to use him in his best position. But I've got a sneaking suspicion when he joins, he might be our best prospect that we have here in Italy. So yeah, Tisny, here he is. Champions League draw, there it was. I'll be back with the Marseille game shortly. Welcome back in YouTube. It is Marseille. It is our first ever game in charge of AC Milan in the Champions League, and it is the infamous San Siro. How can you not like what is going on? Since we last met, we've played a couple more league games. We've won both of them, including a very rotated side in one of the games. We played Sampdoria next, and Rafael Leao is just out of this world. We won 5-1. Only disappointing thing is we conceded, but we looked magical yet again, and we were convincing. Now, Sampdoria did play a very heavy possession-based 4-3-3 to have a game where we play against a possession-based side and we could sit there, win the ball back and go on the break with the pace we've got is ridiculous. This guy's just nuts. Yeah, he already has 6 and 3. Very, very happy indeed. We then got to see the full rotation squad go and play against Regina Calabria, a club that I actually, if I follow the Italian league more and more, and what I'd probably do, would be the side I would end up going for because my family's from Regina. Well, from Calabria, I should say, not Regina. But yeah, look, Pepetti had a pretty good game. He's a pretty good centre-back. Actually, good pick-up by Inzaghi, who's in charge there. I really do rate that for Regina Calabria, that is. But yeah, well, look, we fully rotated, as in 11 changes. We did concede. We played very well. We had both kids score, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, also Berta got injured, so I did bring Danny Olmo on for 60 minutes, and he had a stinker. But yeah, look, we look good. The kids played and won. When you have a look at what I mean, the kids, you got Jacobo Mirabali in. You got Adria in, QP and Amico both scored. I'm happy. I'm going to show you both goals because the kids scored both, which is great. And then I'm going to show you that they're developing as well before we get into this Marseille game. But as you can see, Amico picks up the ball, finds a Bayer over the top. Great touch from QQ. Should have scored, didn't. But got the rebound, which is all but important. And then a ball out to Bayer again, who looks fantastic, by the way, every time he plays. Out there on the right. Puts the ball in there, front stick, and Amico doesn't miss. Knight facing the wrong way, which doesn't help him. But there we are. That is both the goals there. If you have a look at Luca Amico, look how good he looks at 18 years of age. He's developing into a little monster right at the minute. And if we get that pace up, I think he's going to be absolutely fantastic. What about Ross County of all teams on loan? That's not happening. And then if you have a look at Luca Amico, look, mentally he's developing. Luca Amico. If you have a look at Kukui, yeah, have a look at QQ. He's looking fantastic as well. That determination just really helps in terms of training at that elite level. You know, his composure's looking good, off the ball's okay. And like I've been doing is the lads, every time I do get a game that is comfortable, I definitely start taking my foot off the pedal. I will say in 4 games in the under-20s, Roman Sisney, who I think will be the best out the lot, 6 goals, 4 appearances with 5 assists, which is 11 goal contributions in 4 matches in the under-20 league. Yeah, that kid's going to be good as well. In terms of the team, though, here we are, full strength for our game here against Marseille. Manigan in net, Calabria, Kalu, Tamori, Theo Hernandez, Isma Benacour, Tonali, Danny Olmo, Giovanni Reyna's been in great form, averaging an 8.1 in his last 5. Victor Roque is Victor Roque, and Rafael Leo is just one of the best players in world football. So it's a very good position to be in. Let's go in without further ado. They got a full rest for a particular reason. The Champions League, with the hard run we've got, these easier run of games are what we should be looking to target. I will say Marseille are going to have a decent side, and they would be one of the few sides that would move to France in order to try and topple PSG. But yeah, as you can see here, looking at the team, it's Gunnarsson, who's a pretty good keeper, and Mbemba, we should be able to get at. Look, he's good, but he's not fantastic, the 31-year-old. Gigot, he's okay too. Eric Barley, it's a very older side. I still think Eric Barley's quite good in Football Manager. Gutierrez as well. Gundoze is pretty decent. Ballaredi's okay. Lookman's Lookman. Amini Harriet's not bad as well, Moroccan international. Macias used to be a lot better on FM. He's not as good anymore. Vatina's there too. If you have a look at the bench, there's their bench. If you want to bring it down, there's a few names people may know on there. But look, I'm looking at that team, and that doesn't have that X factor, that wow factor. If we're as good as we think we are, and I'm going to put it out there, I think we're really fucking good. And yeah, look, I'm an Aussie, I swear. Apologies. But yeah, I think we're really good. I think we need to go out here, beat Marseille, beat them comfortably, and go, okay, it's the Real Madrid game, it is the Dortmund game away from home. I think we're away from home. We might be at home, which is very winnable then. And we've got one more big game as well in this run, which I can't remember because I did the draw this morning. But yeah, look, I think these are the sort of games we need to win if we think we're as good as we are. And I think we're really good. So let's go find out if we are going to be as good as we want to be, or if Marseille is going to be a stern test, which, you know, they can be, but hopefully they're not today. Highlight, as we're in the AC Milan colours, it's very easy to tell who we are. We're in the black and red, the famous colours there for sure. Ball in being picked off by Theo Hernandez, club captain, and Ismail Benacour finds Tomari. Back to Manigan, who thumps one long of all things. Giovanni Reyna's been made a chase. He's not going to win that. Victor Roque ain't going to win that one either. Don't know why Manigan's gone long there, but Rafael Leo just doing Rafael Leo things and picks that one up. And finds Tomori back a line, who can hold it, and finds Danny Olmo, who's been fantastic. Giovanni Reyna, Theo Hernandez, needs runners. Rafael Leo's one of them. Numbers in the 6-yard box if he wants one of them. Instead he looks for Theo Hernandez. He cuts it to Tonali. It's blocked. Second effort blocked. Should have been 1-0. Unfortunately, it's still 0-0. But a very good move nonetheless. Tonali ball in. Cleared away. Danny Olmo finds Tonali. Danny Olmo again hits one straight at Gunnarsson, who, look, to be fair, I think he's made a meal of that. I think he really should save that quite easily. But instead, 0-0. And a corner, which Gunnarsson claims very well, to be fair to the keeper there. Made amends. Great start. 5 shots inside the first 20 minutes is always handy. Would love a goal, but none forthcoming. But we've been much the better side in terms of creativity here, limiting Marseille to only 1 shot here in the first half an hour. But I think on paper they would definitely take a draw. But there's a long way to go. 35 minutes in, Kalou heads away. Giovanni Reyna flicks on towards Rafael Leao, and if he gets on it, he can beat people, and he does. Giovanni Reyna running through the middle, ignored, still ignored. Rafael Leao does everything. Theo Hernandez now finds Tonali, player over in David Calabria. He gets to the byline now. Numbers in the box. Somehow Victor Roque missed the ball. Rafael Leo now cuts it. Danny Olmo, slight deflection and in. It is 1-0. Mercifully, we score. It's been consistent pressure. And Danny Olmo gets his first goal for the club, and it comes in the Champions League. And, well, I don't mind where they come, Danny Olmo, mate. But if you're getting goals, it's a good sign for us. Yeah, Roque tried to do some fancy spinning move. It would have been nicer just to put the ball in the back of the net. Danny Olmo, I think without the deflection, it goes in anyway. The keeper, I think, is pretty helpless there. But we take a 1-0 lead. 39 minutes played. Harriet River ball towards the back stick. Cleared away, only as far as Danny Olmo. Rafael Leao is the man on the last man. If he gets going, no one will stop him. Tonali steps on it. Rafael Leao volleys into the bar. Would have counted. No, it wouldn't have. It was offside. So, look, great ball from Tonali. But it was offside. 54% possession here in a half of football with 9 shots, only 2 on target, but an XG of over 1. And, well, I think that has been pretty fantastic, apart from the fact there's only 1-0. If we continue the same amount of form, I expect us to score a couple more here. Tonali wins. Giovanni Reyna plays a ball back there to Kalou, who finds Tomori quite comfortably. Olmo could turn and does, and finds Theo Hernandez. And Theo now, going down the line, has got options in the box. Finds Danny Olmo, who I actually think Giovanni Reyna ran into, which is not smart. Tonali now needs some whip from Calabria. Instead, Giovanni Reyna drops into the hole. Rafael Leo, great finish. I think he's onside. I think that's 2-0. He's celebrating like it's no tomorrow. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, barring VAR being something silly, I think we're 2-0 up. And we are. Great ball in the end from Tonali to find Giovanni Reyna. And he's been fantastic in this front three as well. Picks it up, half a turn, through to Rafael Leao. And, well, that's another goal for Mr. Consistent up top. We're 2-0 up. Not dominating enough in terms of on the scoreline to say, let's start rotating with some of these younger kids. Because I'd love to give you Tisney a game and a few others. But, look, 2-0 up and loving life. 58 minutes played. Theo, Tomori. Out the other side towards Kalou. Ismail Benacour, Tonali, David Calabria, drives, numbers queuing, went for the cross and just didn't find it. Tonali steps on his man and wins it back. He gets brought down, that's outside the area. Very weird and pointless highlight here from Football Manager because, well, let's be honest, that's never going to be a penalty. So, why do we need to see it? We know what happened outside the box because it was about that far. So apologies about the voice just going there. Happens when you work on a phone all day. Danny Olmo, back stick. Tomori heads. Gunnarsson in the right area to keep Marseille in it. 58 minutes played. Been a very dominating display. But only 2-0. So we're going to keep the changes as we would normally. Theo Hernandez throws. Rafael Leao picks one up. Finds Theo Hernandez again. Ismail Benacour. Danny Olmo. Tonali and Ismail all playing out quite well. David Calabria now with a ball. Inside is on to Tonali. Doesn't find him. Finds Kalu instead. And Calabria could step on it and beat his man. Decided against it. Now we find his Malbenacore. We're getting squeezed a little bit here by Marseille, but the side-to-side movement was pretty good. The ball to Theo Hernandez just needed to be lasered in that bit quicker. But good build-up play in here. We can find a midfielder dropping in this half space here, then we're okay. If someone wants to drop into there, like Tonali did, beautiful. Great ball through to David Calabria. Rafael Leao is on side. The other two are off. They left it. Leao at the back stick. That's a hat-trick. Oh, no, that's a brace. Danny almost scored the other. But, yeah, look, perfect. 3-0. All she wrote. Thank you very much. Let's make some changes. Because, yeah, superb. And Tonali dropping into that space. And I'm glad everybody else left that because I would have been livid. But, yeah, 3-0. We've dominated. 4-0 before we make some changes. I think we're about to after this highlight. Calabria, Ismail Benacour. David Calabria decided to lose out instead of keep the ball there. Ball over the top. Tomori just reads it so well. And Manigan's had a pretty comfortable night in goal as he gets it back to his feet. Theo Hernandez, the drive out from the defence. Tonali in a great spot. Victor Roque drops in for David Calabria to pick up. Giovanni Reina now is in one-on-one. Giovanni Reina now scores and it's a bit of a party. It's 4-0. It is superb. And let's make some changes, shall we? I think we're going to bring Andre Gula in for Dani Olmo. I think we're going to bring Cisney into the middle of the park. I think we're going to bring Lucius Amico in for Rafael Leao. I think we're going to bring... Anyone else that I'm going to bring? I'm going to bring Jacobo in here for David Calabria, and we're going to get Kalu out to right back. Think that's what we're going to do for changes. We're going to leave one up our sleeve just in case there's an injury of some sort. But yeah, 15 minutes or so to go. Let's make some changes here. If they score right now, it's because I'm making changes. Tomori heads away because he's been Tomori, and that's the highlight. And the changes get made, and all the boys come out there to enjoy themselves now. Time is ticking away. And with it ticking away as well, I'm going to make one last change. Dennis is yet to make have a game for us so far just yet. But I am going to take out... I'm going to take out Tonali. And I am going to bring in Dennis into there as well. I actually think Cisney is learning to play back here as well. I'm going to go to 2 advanced playmakers because why not? Or a roaming playmaker by Andre Gula. And we get Dennis into the hole as an attacking mid on attack because... Why not? You're a kid, go out there in your preferred role, see if you get a goal. Time ticks away. Been a great performance. Andre Gula from far too far out. Hits the bar, falls it to Tomori. That's actually going to count. That is 5-0. Great free kick from Andre Gula. Just didn't want to find its way into the back of the net. Wish he was credited an assist, but he's not going to be. But yeah, great presence of mind from Tomori to get a goal. Late doors. And it's 5-0. We wanted a pumping. We thought we were really good. We are really good. And on a day where we had 18 shots, 8 on target, and next year 2.5, then 56% possession, we win 5-0 against Marseille to open our account in the Champions League. With all that being said and done, YouTube, that's going to be the end of the episode. Next episode will be the Juventus-Real Madrid double-header. I wanted to take him off because, well, the game was won and I want Rafael Leao to score another brace against the Swallow. But yeah, look, let me know where you think we're going to come in the Champions League in the Serie A. We're off to a flying start in both competitions. I'll see you guys for Juventus in a couple games' time. But until then, thank you very much. And give it a like. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Catch you later. Thank you and goodbye.